Once in a small mountain village surrounded by lush forests, there lived a monk named Tenzin, known simply as the Silent Teacher. Tenzin had taken a vow of silence years ago, yet his wisdom had a profound impact on everyone who crossed his path. Villagers often came to him with their troubles, seeking advice on love, loss, and life itself. Tenzin would merely nod, smile, or point to objects around him, leaving the villagers to interpret his lessons on their own. One day, a young man named Arjun arrived at the monastery, filled with frustration and confusion. His life was a mess. He was constantly at odds with his family, stuck in a meaningless job, and plagued by a sense of purposelessness. "Teach me how to fix my life," Arjun demanded, breaking the monastery's silence. Tenzin didn't reply. Instead, he gestured for Arjun to follow him. Their first stop was the garden. Tenzin knelt by a row of plants, gently pulling out weeds. Arjun watched, puzzled, as the monk carefully removed each weed without disturbing the surrounding soil. After finishing, Tenzin handed Arjun a small spade and pointed to another row. Frustrated but curious, Arjun mimicked the monk's actions. It was harder than it looked. Pulling the weeds required patience and care. By the time he was done, his hands were dirty, but the soil was clean. Tenzin led him next to the kitchen. There, he placed a cracked clay pot in front of Arjun. He poured water into the pot, and as expected, it leaked. Tenzin raised his eyebrows and handed him some clay. Arjun worked to patch the cracks, slowly learning that no amount of force could fix the pot. It required precision and care. The final stop was a high hill overlooking the village. They sat in silence as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and red. Tenzin pointed to the setting sun and then to Arjun's heart. For the first time, Arjun understood. Just as the sun follows its cycle without rushing or resisting, life unfolds naturally when you are patient, deliberate, and open. After days of silent lessons, Arjun returned to the village a changed man. He began tending to his relationships like the weeds in the garden, removing negativity carefully, without uprooting the good. He approached his work like the clay pot, fixing what was broken with patience rather than frustration. And he learned to trust life's rhythm, letting it guide him like the setting sun. Though Tenzin never uttered a word, his lessons were louder than any speech. In silence, Arjun found his answers. And so moral of the story is: true wisdom often lies beyond words. Life's greatest lessons are learned through observation, patience, and action. Just as a garden requires care, a pot needs mending, and the sun follows its rhythm, our lives flourish when we approach challenges with mindfulness, nurture what matters, and trust the natural flow of existence.